And this is from FAO. Women in Sierra Leone are the highest contributors to agriculture and economic activities, but are the most susceptible to the numerous bottlenecks in agriculture and productivity, and we all can attest to that. But with His Excellency the President, he himself is the game changer. What probably people would not know is that behind the 5 game changers, there is a big game changer, and that's His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Women contribute significantly to crop production, livestock management, fisheries, and forestry. Women also play a critical role in the household and community, providing food and caring for their families, the elderly, and even people with special needs. Despite their essential role in agriculture, women face numerous challenges that limit their productivity and ability to participate fully in agricultural development. This is something we are all very clear about. And so therefore, I want to call upon everyone here today to ensure that if we have to succeed in our various interventions in empowering women in agriculture, we must make sure that, one, we invest in human capital. We invest in human capital development by providing education and training in agricultural practices, financial management, and entrepreneurship. Promote gender equality, as the gender minister just alluded, and addressing gender-based violence in agricultural settings. Providing secure land, tenure, and legal protection for women's land rights. So this is also something we have been struggling with for many years. Now, His Excellency the President has assured and has made sure that women can now have rights to land. Providing financial services tailored to women's needs and promoting the use of appropriate technology. Promote access to markets and market information. Already, the government of His Excellency the President seems to be aligning all of these things to the 5 big pillars and game changers, even in his manifesto, and will be seen in our very soon medium-term development plan. We're looking forward to that plan, Madam Minister. So in that plan, I hope you will be addressing women's empowerment in agriculture, which requires a global and local approach involving policymakers, the private sector, civil society, and women themselves. So at this juncture, I would like to encourage the women in agriculture and also congratulate them on this very important initiative, and to kindly request them to include our women with special needs. His Excellency the President is very keen on social inclusion. So the principle of everyone in and no one out. On that note, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Her Excellency, the First Lady, I want to thank you all and wish you all a very fruitful 2 days deliberations. Thank you.
Next, we want to call on the Minister of Trade and Industry, the Minister of Finance,
I stand here to represent the Minister of Finance against the backdrop that the Minister of Finance has a key function to formulate and implement economic policies within the framework of macroeconomic stability in the country. And we are very much affirmed with the fact that the Minister of Finance has a critical role to play to support critical sectors that has the potential to support economic growth. Women in agriculture is a critical player in the push for economic empowerment and a way in which to support the livelihood of women. I'm standing here as a person that believes in women empowerment. women emancipation, and women has the power to take things in a positive way. And we in the Ministry of Finance, we believe in collaboration, we believe in partnership, and there has been a lot of partnership between the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Agriculture. The honorable minister sitting attest to the fact that there has been a lot of engagement in the ministry to ensure that we support viable institutions that can change the dynamics of Sierra Leone. As I'm speaking to you now, the minister, honorable minister, and team that in Marrakesh, Morocco, trying to see how to source funding to support viable areas in the country. And we are also in the budget process now in the Ministry of Finance. So I want to thank you all for taking this program very much serious. It's about the livelihood of Sierra Leone, it's about the mainstay of Sierra Leone. If you have a better economy that is thriving in agriculture, then the livelihood of the people will really be enhanced. I thank you all for this opportunity, and I believe Sierra Leone moves, and Sierra Leone is a bright spot.
Thank you very much. Now I want to call on our minister, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's my turn to give a go. Excellency, Madam First Lady, Dr. Fatima Maadabio, distinguished honorable ministers and the high deputy ministers, distinguished guests, head of UN Women, and the distinguished guests here this afternoon. I'm very delighted to be here. A lot has been said already, detailing how women are in the best position to deliver on Freetown and all the constraints that they face. So I feel like my job as the Minister of Agriculture is to give assurances, because I'm very clear-eyed of all of this. With the sheer number of women that are engaged in agriculture, as a pragmatic process, you are not going to make a difference if they are not at the fore of all of this. So the saying that says, let the men do the talking, because the women are going to do the work. I believe in that, because I think even in Freetown, that's how we're going to deliver, with women at the forefront delivering Freetown. Let me just state where this process that we're having today falls in the process of rolling out the Freetown program. We have been having a lot of consultation, a lot of engagement to make sure we design and roll out a program that is indeed fits the President's vision. And this is a vision where Sierra Leone feeds itself and grows what it eats and feeds itself, feeds its neighbors. Sierra Leone where the jobs that are created for young men and women are based on a sustainable farming system. Sierra Leone where men and women are getting earnings and livelihood from the sector, and where the economy is firmly rooted in agriculture. And so in this vision, in this plan, we've had lots of consultations. We've had a 3-day seminar program where we have seed experts come and tell us what to do about seeds. Today, I'm very delighted that the Women in Agriculture Network is having this workshop, this 3-day workshop that they're planning on breaking barriers for women's full engagement in agriculture. See, when I said I will talk, part of this talking actually demonstrated, at least to put it in writing, that we have a firm commitment to support women, to make sure women are participating fully, and that we are breaking barriers for them. So one of the pillars we have in the Freetown program is women and youth. We call that out. That is a strategic high-level sort of direction of support, and we detail some of the initiatives that we want to do. But I'm delighted that this workshop is happening at this time today, Because for each of the pillars that we have, we want and need this kind of detailed discussion that you're going to have that will tell us what are those key interventions that must be done to make sure women are fully participating, to make sure they're getting the benefits for the efforts that they put. We have a scenario now where a lot of women participate, bear most of the burden, receive the least benefits, and we want to reverse that. And so the exercise we're about to embark on in the next 3 days is one where I hope we can just take and say, thank you, women in Agriculture Network. Thank you, UN Women, you've done the job for us. And that informs the things that we put and hit the ground after we launch the strategy. So we've had consultations, we've had meetings with the donor working group. In that also they highlighted the role of women. We had the round table where His Excellency was very clear about his vision and plans. In there, the feedback we got was the role of women. And so we are very clear-eyed about this, and we are looking for partners. We know, I know, we're not going to succeed if women are not at the forefront. So for me, I think it's not a stroke of luck, because I have engaged a lot of you in this room. I've been very deliberate and intentional that how can we develop this plan? How can we make this work? How can we reverse the trend that women are facing in this sector? The government has already made quite a lot of progress in terms of policy, and the DD Act is a key example of that, and there are a number of provisions there. What we want to do, is to take that, boil it down to the agricultural sector. Boil it down into the President's flagship, so that the benefits, the challenges that women are facing that can be removed, so we can experience the full benefit of women. I think, so I'm very clear-eyed. So my commitment is very clear, and we will demonstrate that. I'm heartened that we are organizing this here today with the first lady, who is the biggest champion on any issue related to women and girls in Sierra Leone. And the head of UN already started this plea that I want to make out here openly, which is on the President's flagship in Salone. We will need your unique, powerful, strong, and special voice to advocate, to push for us. And if we've got you on board, and we've got the President's clear vision, and all these people here, there's very little you cannot do in driving the President's agenda. So we're very delighted that you're keynoting this event today. We will come to you. We will come to you officially with this plan, because we think there's a big role that you can play for us. Let me also take the opportunity to announce that on October 16th, we are indeed going to launch the Feed Salon program. Good job. All of you here are invited. All of you. It will be a big day. It will be, it's the World Food Day. And on that day, His Excellency will make a clear call for why he wants all of us to get involved. All the speakers that have spoken before me are critical and crucial delivering on this. And the Presidential Council that the President set up on Tuesday, the roundtable event that we have, all of that brings everybody together to the table to make sure we're delivering on the President's agenda. So let me not waste a lot of time, because you are going to hear from the most powerful voice on this issue. And we'll be delighted to have her join us in Puja and on this journey. On that note, I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, for your continued commitment to ensuring the breaking down of barrier for women in the agriculture sector. Next, we want to invite the president of WIAN, Juliet Napoli, for her presentation.
Our most beautiful and elegant First Lady, Her Excellency, Dr. Fatima Maada. I want to thank you for putting Sierra Leone on the map internationally on so many fronts. We are proud of you. Honorable ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished guests, sister farmers, traders, agropreneurs, welcome to the WIAN family. A special thanks to our sister, the Deputy Minister, Dr. Teresa Tenedi, for opening the door for us that has brought us this far. WIAN in Sierra Leone is possible because of the commitment of the Minister and the Deputy Minister of Agriculture. Our he for she minister has us as one of the central pillars in the Feed Salon initiative. Let us give him a round of applause. The history everybody has heard has shown that there have been inadequate interventions on gender in policies, laws, and implementation of programs that have been a challenge for women in Sierra Leone. But thanks to His Excellency, retired Dr. Brigadier Julius Maadabio, and Her Excellency, Dr. Fatima Maada, and his team at agriculture and around the country, that narrative is about to change. We thank UN Women and partners like World Food Programme for their support and resilience in ensuring that the President's agenda is put forward and continues to protect. We will succeed. WIAN was launched to engage government and partner stakeholders at national and international level in addressing some of the challenges facing women in agriculture through collaborative engagement to improve opportunities for women in agriculture and set the agenda for gender mainstreaming in agriculture. Again, we thank the President, we thank Her Excellency, UN Women, Ministry of Gender Affairs, Ministry of Youth, and for all the initiatives and for their resilience to implementing the GWI bill. We are going to be co-partners in implementation. The objectives of this workshop is for us to look at where we are, where we want to be in collaboration with partners, and how do we get there. We're going to set our strategic direction, our priorities, the roadmap, and how do we operationalize and popularize WIAN and Feed Salon. We're going to be in this hand in hand. We have a national presence and we are positioned for impact in Feed Salon. Our impact for women is for access to resources. We have partners that we're going to be working in the workshop with from the Bank of Sierra Leone to look at the challenges that are preventing women from accessing finance. We have the Ministry of Finance, we have private sector development that are all going to be with us for access to resources. We're looking at inputs in in partnership with FAO, Ministry of Agriculture, GIZ, the Climate Change and Presidential Initiative on the Chairman of Presidential Initiative of Climate Change and Food Security, to look at what do we need for climate smart agriculture. How quickly do we need it? How is it going to impact our work? Partners like World Food Program, UN Women, Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, our voice should be heard. We have now the platform. We want to participate. You heard World Food Program, UN Women, and the Minister of Economic Development. We are part of the decision making. This is an opportunity. Let us take it and run with it and be proud to be women in Sierra Leone at this time in this place. We want to reduce the workload for women. Women to water an acre of farm, it is tremendous labor. They carry water and then they come home, they have to take care of their family. We want to see what we can do to improve output, at the same time improve their quality of life, build their capacity, and let them enjoy their lives, their families, and their loved ones. Our activities, value addition, we are looking at working on processing that will help us aggregate and compete internationally and regionally, build capacity. We have women that are trained to ride, to do power tillers and tractors. We have more to do, as the picture shows. We have a lady riding her tractor with no work boots or helmet, but she's doing it. This is why we are here, to show them how we can do things better and improve the way they're doing what they're doing and have more to go around. After the process, we're going to go regionally to validate the strategic plan. We have a lot of our farmer sisters and organizations here, but we want to take it to the other farmers who have not been able to make it so that we can also hear from them. And then we come and engage our stakeholders, continue to grow our network and our channel. I think we have heard what happens when you teach a woman to farm and you give a woman resources and you give a man resources. I'm not going to go over that. In His Excellency Brigadier Julius Maadabio's words, this is about our dignity. Feeding ourselves is an issue of dignity, and we have the capacity to do it. We have a ministry and a team that has pledged to support us to do it. So we cannot hold ourselves responsible for not feeding ourselves, taking opportunity of having a dignified life. It is amazing what we can do when we are in it together. Her Excellency, our one appeal to you, ma'am, is that you take WIAN as one of your flagship programs, as you have done with the Hands of Our Girls. Women have benefited from that. We also want to now take care of our children, improve their lives, and have access to resources to educate, train, and feed our children. I want to thank you very much. I know it's been a long day. I want to thank you very much for being here with us. And I also want to thank you. Her Excellency, you came to Kabosuma as a stopover. And you saw what we did for the women. We want this to be nationwide. We want to use that model in WIAN to do that across the country. Thank you very much for the support, and we look forward to it.
Thank you very much, Madam President. We are about to listen to a very important personality in this country. But before we do that, it is but proper that she is appropriately introduced. For some of us who might not be aware of what she has been doing and has done in this country. So in that regard, I would like to call on Dr. Martha William Ingega to introduce the keynote speaker for this event.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairlady. Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Mrs. Fatima Maada, Cabinet Ministers and Deputies present, donors, Directors and Director Generals of MDAs present, development partners, fellow farmers, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's with great delight and privilege to stand here this afternoon to introduce a very great personality as the keynote speaker for this occasion. Now the mama for all that picking them a salon, the mama for all mama them, and also they happen for me mama, but you only know me today because we plenty na Madam Chairlady, ladies and gentlemen, our keynote speaker is a distinguished figure in the entertainment industry and philanthropy. She has made a name for herself as an activist, executing numerous projects with courage, tactics, and intelligence, resulting in significant impact in various areas, such as gender equality, charity, women's rights and empowerment, as well as child welfare issues. One notable and successful campaign she spearheads is the Hands of Our Girls, which is our name all over now, even in the villages. And this campaign includes the provision of free sanitary pads for school-going girls, complementing the New Direction Government Free Education Initiative. As we all know, most girls are ashamed of going to school when they were on their messes, but because of this campaign, girls are now confident for themselves and they now know who they are. Madam Chairlady, our keynote speaker is passionate, and she has done passionate work and she has outstanding achievements. And for this, she has received numerous recognitions, accolades, including being appointed as the African Union Champion for Sanitation and Hygiene in May 2021, and the Champion of the United Nations Education Plus Program in the same year. She has also been honored as the African Woman of the Year in 2002 by the Pan-African News magazine, and she has received an honorary degree of Doctorate of Human Letters from Africa, from American International University in West Africa and the University of Sierra Leone in 2002 and 2003, respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2002, our keynote speaker tabled a resolution at the United Nations General Assembly in 2022. Oh, sorry about that. In the United Nations Assembly through the Republic of Sierra Leone, permanent mission in New York. This resolution, co-sponsored by the Federal Republic of Nigeria, focused on the prevention and healing of child sexual exploitation, abuse, and violence. As a result, this 77th session of the United Nations Assembly declared November 18 as the World Day for the Prevention and Healing from sexual exploitation, abuse, and violence on November 7, 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2003, our keynote speaker, 2023, our keynote speaker was appointed by United Nations General Antonio Guterres as a member of Advisory Board of Eminent Persons on Zero Waste, supporting zero waste initiatives in the context of sustainable development. Additionally, she was appointed as Champion Extraordinary Ambassador by the UNAIDS. Furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, our keynote speaker has demonstrated excellence in the field of agriculture. She is a master farmer, particularly in vegetable production, animal husbandry, and supporting grassroots women engaged in farming. So we want that skill to be brought to bear. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest strength of our keynote speaker lies in her ability to achieve any goal she set herself. Some attribute this to divine intervention, while others believe it's the result of her unwavering motivation and hard work, perhaps a combination of both. Madam Chair, ladies and gentlemen, please let us be on our feet with resounding claps, with joy in our hearts and lips, as I present to you with great honor and pleasure our esteemed, classy, dynamic, elegant, and eloquent speaker, in the person of Her Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Fatima Maada.
Thank you.
It seems like the DJ has malaria. Thank you. Madam Chairperson, Honorable Ministers of Government present, the Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Members of Parliament, the Chairman of the Presidential Initiative on Climate Change, Renewable Energy and Food Security, Dr. Alhaji Kande Yunkela, the National President, National Federation of Farmers, Sierra Leone, the Country Director of UN Women, our development partners, representative of various MDAs here present, the President of the Women in Agriculture Network, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I bring you all warm greetings from His Excellency Retired Brigadier Julius Maadabio, my dearest. It is with great pleasure that I join you here this afternoon for this highly important occasion of the strategic planning workshop organized by Women in Agriculture Network Sierra Leone. What is even more heartwarming for me is the theme that you have chosen for this workshop: breaking barriers for women's full engagement in agriculture to achieve food security. I would like to express my gratitude to the Women in Agriculture Network for selecting and inviting me to deliver this message. Allow me to acknowledge that everything that has been said by the previous speakers constitute my keynote address. Women in Agriculture Network Sierra Leone, my presence here today is a testament of my belief in the commitment of the New Direction government. As you are all aware, we made 5 significant promises to the people of this country known as the Big Five Game Changers. Feed Sierra Leone was number 1, Human Capital Development, Youth Employment Scheme, Technology and Infrastructure Initiative, and revamping the public service architecture. Because of this, His Excellency was overwhelmingly elected by the people of this country to fulfill these promises. As you can see, among the Big Five Game Changers, Feed Sierra Leone is the number 1 priority, and incidentally, our gathering here today focuses on agriculture. Distinguished guests, let me congratulate you on your foresight in strategically positioning yourself to advance the agenda of my husband, but more importantly, to bring women to the forefront in the battle to feed Sierra Leone. No one can do this better than women. Women in Agriculture Network Sierra Leone, our president is the man who has come to emancipate and advance women and girls in Sierra Leone. We now know that no one can abuse our children with impunity, because the consequences, we know what will happen through the Hands of Our Girls campaign. We now have the Hands of Our Girls campaign to enlighten our kids. We have the state of emergency on rape, which the president actually declared, the establishment of the one-stop centers, and the creation of the sexual offenses model courts are all initiatives that have made Sierra Leone the envy of other African nations. The enactment of the Gender Equality and Women Empowerment Act of 2022 is the icing on the cake. Under his leadership, we have enshrined in our laws that women should have the same opportunities as men in every aspect of life, and we continue to progressively empower them to enjoy these rights. Today, for the purpose of this workshop, I would like the Women in Agriculture Network to consider the following key messages from His Excellency the President. 1. Recognition and amplification of women's contribution to agricultural sector. The role women play in agriculture is unparalleled, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. In Sierra Leone, more than 70% of women are involved in agriculture and produce the majority of the food, and very heavily involved in the supply chain. Despite this significant contribution to national production, women have been mostly restricted from decision-making, income generation, and access to the required resources needed to improve productivity. As a master farmer myself, I promise to promote the rights of women and youth always. I am delighted that you have created the Women in Agriculture Network, which I am sure will extend opportunities to more women and affiliated groups. Let us break the barriers. I want to recognize and appreciate you and women and other partners of the Women in Agriculture Network for this initiative that we are here for today. And the other thing that I would want to bring, I think this is for the Minister of Agriculture, is training and capacity building in agricultural practices. In our first term, when I say in our, you voted for Maadabio, but you get one free. So it's me, Maadabio, you voted for, and then you get me free. In our first term, we prioritize free quality education for all in Sierra Leone for obvious reasons. This was deliberate and with the intention to influence and advance productions and economic growth in all sectors, including agriculture. Additionally, there are now attractive vocational training programs through the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education and other affiliated institutions, including SCADEP and Solidaridad, among others, for value chain addition and promotion, improved agricultural practice, machine operations, aquaculture, and the acquisition of the necessary agricultural skills to enhance high-quality crop production and yield. Therefore, I urge and encourage the Women in Agriculture Network to make a deliberate and conscious decision to prioritize all women, people with disability, and youth in ensuring they reach their fullest potential when it comes to agriculture. Ensuring food security through strategic planning. The concept of Feed Sierra Leone is not a fallacy, but we are poised to make it a reality. As you all are aware, my husband is known as Talk and Do President. So please ensure that the strategic plan you produce from this workshop contributes to the making Feed Sierra Leone a reality. Make your strategic plan very smart, ensure your theory of change is convincing, set well-defined goals accompanied by strategic objectives with variable indicators and realistic targets. We are committed to fighting hunger and poverty, attaining gender equality and women's empowerment. Food security includes nutrition, which directly impacts the nation's health. Agriculture holds the greatest opportunity for women and youth in our country today. Together, we can address food security, ensure access to balanced diet, promote a healthy population, and strengthen the economic inclusivity. The final thing I want to talk about is as you know, the United Nations have actually appointed me as one of their eminent 8 people in the world, and I'm among that 8 as one of their eminent people in championing climate change and zero waste. The world is facing existential threats due to climate change, and as women, we must be at the forefront of environmental protection, because the effect of climate change, such as extreme drought, flooding, and global warming, affects us the most. Our traditional shift cultivation practices have eroded our forest lands with accompanying biodiversity and caused serious damage to our environment. Therefore, you must adapt climate-smart agricultural practices that will improve productivity while ensuring the protection of the environment and mitigating climate change. Making agriculture attractive to create employment and opportunity. This is very important for what we are here for today, because in most cases when you talk about agriculture or when you see magazines that involve agriculture, you will see a very old woman, a woman that I mean, you'll be asking yourself, what is this woman doing on our magazine, when we as a nation should be looking after somebody as old as this woman. We need to make agriculture fashionable. We need to bring the young people into agriculture. We need to make young people see agriculture as not just a laborer job, but something that will give them the opportunity to change their lives, and something that will give them the chance to be self-sufficient and be able to take care of their family. Agriculture should be something that women should be proud of, and even governments, when they want to do anything, when they see a farmer, they have to respect a farmer. So let us bring respect into agriculture, and let us bring respect into productivity of agriculture. In conclusion, I want to conclude by assuring you that the passing of the GIWI Act by the government of Sierra Leone under the dynamic leadership of His Excellency the President demonstrates a firm commitment to empowering and protecting women and girls in Sierra Leone. Your coming together with such initiative is a sure way to make the implementation of the GIWI Act smoother and more realistic. Women in Agriculture Network, please continue to engage at all times to ensure women are at the forefront of our national development interventions by scaling up women's economic empowerment initiatives, building the capacity of women to become agro-entrepreneurs, facilitating market linkages, and ensuring coordination between you and the government establishment. As the national champion in agriculture, I am committed to supporting this network because I believe women have the capacity to deliver on our President's Feed Sierra Leone initiative always given the opportunity and the resources. Before I take my seat, I want to express my gratitude to all those who have supported the Women in Agriculture Network, the government of Sierra Leone, UN Women, and other development partners committed to supporting women's initiative in Sierra Leone. I now have the honor to declare this strategic planning workshop with the theme, Breaking Barriers for Women's Full Engagement in Agriculture to Achieve Food Security, open. But before I take my seat, before I also commit, the worst human crime is when you have the mic and not acknowledge your mother. That's a human crime. Let me acknowledge the presence of my mother, Madam Aisatu Jabi Kaba, who is here. And on behalf of the UN Women, I also want to acknowledge the Minister of Gender, because she purposely asked me to acknowledge you on her behalf, because you are her boss. So I want to say thank you to all of you for being here, and our national women's leader, Madam Hawafore, for attending this program. Thank you so very much. I am grateful.
Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Fatima Maada, members of the High Table, distinguished government ministers, invitees, formers, good afternoon to you all. On behalf of Women in Agriculture Network, WIAN for short, I'm here to express our heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you here for joining us today at this insightful meeting. This event wouldn't have been successful without your active participation and support. We are truly humbled by the overwhelming response and the enthusiasm demonstrated by all attendees.
Agriculture Network, strategic planning.
Your presence here today is a testament to your commitment to learning and personal growth.
The President, retired Brigadier General Smarabiro, said, we now for feed salon.
Our profound thanks to Madam First Lady for hearing to our call at this time.
The government for letting
Your insight and
government
perspective have undoubtedly inspired and enriched us all. Additionally, we must acknowledge the generous support we have received from our sponsors and partners.
So today is
Once again,
First Lady of the Republic of
for
Sierra Leone.
attending this event today and have a wonderful day to all the participants. Thank you.
And program with Women's in Agriculture Network.
We are calling on everybody for good photo, please. We are members. Please come forward for
Team
good
now
photo.
breaking barriers for women, full engagement in agriculture, accessibility, accessing food.
Please. Madam Juliet Savali, will you please come forward?